If the idea of a supercharged 5-litre Range Rover SVR just isn't quite special enough for you, isn't quite exclusive enough or rare enough for your tastes, perhaps this one will be. An Overfinch Range Rover SVR, and in fact, this is none other than our very own director's car. So in terms of sparing no expense, this is the definition of that kind of vehicle, not only in its spec, but certainly in the kind of love which has been poured into it. Now in terms of value, the SVR is already a fantastic machine in around the £30,000 to £40,000 price bracket. This being an Overfinch on top of that, you could argue even more so, not only because of the care which it's had, and also of course a vehicle which has, as you would assume, proven itself, being our own director's car, it's still under £33,000. That's for a vehicle which has only just kissed 90,000 miles, having just had a service barely 1,000 miles ago, including of course new spark plugs as well. In fact, in May it had a front and rear differential service as well. It's recently had new front discs and pads on the brakes. It is, as we said, the definition of a beloved car. And as if the SVR were not already a fully loaded vehicle, well, by that definition you could say that the Overfinch must be overflowing in comparison, because these are already 542 horsepower monster SUVs. In fact, these are one of the very few vehicles which you can legitimately refer to as an SSUV, a super sport utility vehicle. And impressive these definitely are, because of course the beating heart underneath is the same kind of power plant which you will find in the tremendously quick, quite literally 200 mile an hour Jaguar F-Type SVR, and to put into perspective just how monstrous these are by 4x4 standards, 540 horsepower is about the same as the Jaguar XJ220 had, which of course back in the 90s was the fastest car in the world, and to this day for many Jaguar aficionados, of course many of whom are very familiar with our collection, is still among their absolute favourite cars. Another truly remarkable thing, especially when you experience it on these vehicles, is the performance. Having that additional four-wheel drive advantage over, for example, a 5-litre Jaguar XKR, or even an XKRS or an XFRS, and of course even some F-Types with the 5-litre engine being rear-wheel drive, these in comparison are even quicker off the line than actual GT cars and sports cars at literally 4.5 seconds from 0 to 60, and with a top speed of 162 miles an hour. This is in other words quite literally a luxury daily driver or school runner which can beat most sports cars in terms of straight line performance. Now of course, in terms of being the kind of vehicle which you can actually live with, they are, as we said, extremely well loaded. For those who don't know, the SVR is not just about performance, it is essentially everything you would want from an autobiography Range Rover, but with the addition of performance and exclusivity on top as well. And of course here again even more so in the form of that 2016 Overfinch package. In addition to being finished in Estoril blue with black wheels, blue brake calipers and that lovely carbon accented interior, it also comes with heated front and rear seats, heated steering wheel, 360-degree camera coverage with parking sensors as well, rear entertainment pack, including of course TVs, as you can immediately tell, heads-up display, still retains the advantage of side steps, which you would expect from a Range Rover, that power opening and closing tail, and as if its exhaust note needed to be any better, it also has the Overfinch Sports exhaust as well, the aforementioned carbon pack, dual view touchscreen display, with of course adaptive xenon lights, self-leveling as well, in addition to those signature LED day runners and LED lights on the rear as well. It has solar attenuating glass, blind spot assist, soft closing doors, 4-zone climate control, panoramic roof, auxiliary Bluetooth and USB connectivity with, to go back to that reference regarding an autobiography level of kit, a 19-speaker Meridian sound system with voice control navigation, in-control Wi-Fi, adaptive cruise control. It still has, quite remarkably, that high and low ratio transfer box, which means you actually can go off-road in one of these, as monstrously fun as that would be. Torque vectoring as well, and it even still comes with Isofix anchor points if you want to take the kids to school in an absolute rocket ship. Put it all together, it's essentially what you would want from a supercar. It just happens to be a vehicle which is incredibly comfortable to drive, sounds absolutely stunning, and if you've ever heard an SVR in person you can certainly attest to that. It's everything all in one package, and again for a fraction of what these were when new, and absolutely when you add in the extra cost and the extra exclusivity of that Overfinch package. So if you've already been considering an SVR, perhaps in Estoril blue, and something even more special such as this one is, then of course you could reach out regarding it via the email address shown right here on screen, or give us a call on 01749 871 155, or of course on our mobile number of 07482 267 439.